Hi, everyone, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 8 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that might only be 2 years old, but fully respects PlayStation heritage. I am your host, as always, Mr. Luvva Luvva, and with me is one of my co-hosts.
Just the one, Pip Pip. How you doing, lover? Good to see you today.
I love the combo of this, World War One mustache and what looks to be some sort of replica shirt from World War Two. It's incredible.
This is my great grandfather's gift. No, this is from a costume shop, and this is not from a costume shop. This moustache is for charity, and we are
Beautiful.
nearly at the end of November. Movember.
Movember. Do you
Yes,
have a fundraising page you want to get
I
out there into the
do.
world? Go
Sure,
for it.
it's Movember. Here's a link.
Ding. It's also in the description below.
Yes,
so
thanks.
I,
But I still have to go in public and go to shops and tell myself it's for a good cause as I
yeah,
try to avoid looking any other humans in the eye.
yeah, I'm the same all the time. So this is not for charity. but yes, for first-time listeners, the point thinking, is this men's facial hair and men's health awareness the podcast? It is not. This is High Scores, High Stakes. And what High Scores, High Stakes is three friends and three PlayStations competing against one another in a league table. Every week we play a gaming challenge against one another. And we get points based on that challenge. 3 points for the winner, 2 points for second place, and 1 point for third place. And speaking of league tables, Cardinal, the league table currently looks like this. In third place on 24 points is me, Luvva. In second place on 25 points is Tomahawk. And in first place on 28 points, one challenge win ahead is you, Cardinal. You've been there since episode 1. It is now episode 8. I know Tom asked you how you're feeling last week, but I'm going to ask you again. Are the nerves getting to you yet? You going to break? You near breaking point yet?
I said to Tom last week, the games coming up aren't cardinal games. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to be top, and maybe I'll stay there, but it's going to be a tough season finish. So
Yes, it is.
if I'm gonna win this, it's gonna be tooth and claws clinging on for dear life because you'll be coming.
The tail end of a season is always the business end, as they say, is always dramatic. And speaking of drama,
Uh
Cardinal,
oh.
there's been more. I
No,
have
no.
been I have been calling all season controversy. There's controversy in this podcast. Controversy has permeated through season 4, but I'm afraid I have been incorrect all this time because it's not controversy. It is, in fact, a conspiracy. That mustache is hiding more than just that upper lip. It's hiding
Hey,
dark, dirty secrets. Cardinal, is there anything you want to confess to before I air dirty laundry in public?
you will never hear anything past this mustache.
Well, I
Uh,
guess I'm gonna have to spill the beans myself, am I?
Go on, expose
Then let's do
yourself.
it. Okay. So, avid listeners / viewers would know that last week I wasn't here and there was hijinks afoot. Imagine, picture the scene, Cardinal. I'm driving home from work, my 1 hour and 10-minute each way commute. I'm listening to my favorite podcast, High Scores,
It's a
High
long
Stakes.
commute. Yeah.
It's long, it's hard, it's arduous. Work was even longer and even more arduous. Could you believe it? When I'm watching the gameplay of The Division, and then I hear Tom give the points. And wouldn't you believe it? Someone got robbed out of points during this whole challenge. And it wasn't you. It wasn't even Tomahawk. It was the only person this season to have controversy rip points from him. In fact, if I stood for it, this would be point number 3 taken from me wrongly, incorrectly, underhandedly, some would say. That's what I'm saying. Underhandedly. So,
Toucan is a bird, of course. It's a, it's a lovely, colorful bird, but
well, its beak is beautiful. But yes, what actually happened was Tomahawk can't count. So So let's talk about the scoring system for the division challenge, which was of course last week, and it was the incursion. I think it was called the Dragon's Nest or something along those sort of lines, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So basically, the points for the division worked like this: the incursion is split into 3 separate engagements. For every one of those engagements we complete, we get 1 point each. That means all 3 of us get 3 points. But then it gets a bit complicated because the person who gets knocked down per round, the least, gets 1 bonus point per round. So by my maths, Cardinal, you got knocked down twice during that incursion in 2 different rounds.
Which is factually correct, but was
Indeed,
just an innocent oversight
I
by
don't believe you.
Tom. It was an innocent oversight by Tom in the last episode where he just didn't see this.
I don't believe you. So by my maths, you got knocked down twice. Tom got knocked down once. I got knocked down once, which means per round, you should have got 1 extra point. I should have got 2 extra points, and Tomahawk should have got 2 extra points. And then there was a bonus point, another one, or the most revives over the entire incursion. My maths says that Tomahawk got 0 revives, you got 2, I got 2. And yet imagine my
Team
shock
players.
whenever Tomahawk declares you the only recipient of that bonus point. So the points are all over the place. They're all completely wrong. Here's the actual real scores for the division incursion, which is going to have massive ramifications for the league. So the points are as follow. Cardinal, you're going to get 5 points, 3 points for completing the incursion, one
Robbed.
point for getting the least amount of deaths in one round, and 1 point for the most revives. Okay? Tomahawk is also going to get 5 points. 3 points for completing the incursion, and 2 points because he got the least amount of deaths in 2 rounds. And then finally, the most me, I'm going to get 6 points. 3 for completing it, 2 for the least deaths in 2 rounds, and 1 point for the most revives, which is 6. So the league table after the division actually looks like this. In third place on 26 points is Tomahawk. In second place, also on 26 points, but there on virtue of most challenge wins, is me. And then in first place on 28 points is you, Cardinal. So you're not 1 challenge win ahead. 1 challenge win for me, for example, or Tomahawk, and 1 last place puts us on equal points. It is super, super, super tight.
It's tight,
It's
hey.
it is
It's
crazy.
You know what this is? This is revisionism. This is Tomahawk's not here. We're gonna hijinks the points. But you know what? Fair play. Fair play. To be fair, I did notice it in the last episode, and I just kept
Wow.
quiet.
Conspiracy.
So, it's not a conspiracy. It's complete. It's not. I wouldn't call it cheating. I would just call it. I would just call it active neglect of honesty.
To be fair, okay, before anyone accuses me of revisionism, I am not the only person who gained the point there. Tomahawk also gained the point.
It's ridiculous.
Tomahawk also gained the point, and Cardinal lost the point that he should never have been given in the first place. It is not revisionism. This is, as I've been saying since episode 2 or whenever it was when Tom first cheated, this podcast is all about integrity. It is non-negotiable. It is required. And I am here to ensure integrity in the competition, which is a lot more than the Premier League is doing right now. This will be above board at all times. I think it's a disgrace that Cardinal, you noticed it and said nothing. That's all I'm saying. No,
Hey, it's no, it's no
okay.
disgrace. It's just willful neglect of honesty.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Please.
But anyway, now that that's all cleared up, and the league table reflects the actual league table because people at home going, how can Luvva have won more challenges but still be behind Tomahawk in the league? Cheating. That's how, folks. Tom, I know you're listening to this. You cannot pull the wool over my eyes any longer, mate.
There's still an asterisk over this season, no matter what. But yes,
Oh, there's a massive one, mate. It's been it's been a season unlike any other.
we might rename season 4 just to season asterisks. It just
High scores, high asterisks. But yes, if 1 hour of this a week isn't enough and you want more of us, we're all over the internet. We are on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on Blue Sky now, we're on YouTube, we're everywhere. If you want to find our pages on all those sites, the easiest place to do that is on highscoreshighstakes.com. Top of the homepage, you'll see all the links for all those pages. Just click it, it'll bring you straight there. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Well appreciated. If you like this podcast and you haven't yet rated it on whatever podcast platform you're listening to, please do that as well. 1 star to 5 stars. Just give it whatever you think it's worth. If you want to go above and beyond and you want to give us a written review, even better. The algorithms love it. And it gets more eyes, more ears on this podcast. And if you know someone in IRL who might like the podcast, just hit that share button and send it through whatever messenger you use. It's all really, really good support for us, and it gets more people watching, and you never know, it might even get more regular viewers, Cardinal. Who knows? Who knows? It's worth a punt.
Please. And we'd love to converse with you. So comment to the Discord, chat, comment on social media. We'd love to talk to you and hear from you.
Yeah. And play Phasmophobia with us every Tuesday night on twitch.tv. It's becoming a regular. But yes, speaking of things that have become regular, Cardinal, I missed this last week desperately. I was in the car listening to Tom butcher it, and I was like, it's not the same. But I really, really, really want to know, Cardinal, what are you playing?
Oh, yeah. Well, Luvva, Luvva, let me tell you, apart from Phasmo on Tuesday night community nights at High Scored High Stakes, joined the Discord today, I have been playing Half-Life, the
Yay!
1998 first-person shooter puzzler game that I had,
Yes.
because it's been on sale. It's Black Friday, hello. We were discussing this beforehand, but I'm not terrible. I'm like a few chapters into it, but it's really difficult because
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's brutally, brutally, brutally hard.
health and armor and stuff like that is pretty scarce. And then it throws you around the next corner is a situation where there's army people and aliens and a helicopter and
Sandworms.
the roof caves in. Something always happens.
It is so brutally hard. We were discussing this before we hit record, but even just the fact that your health is tied directly to the like recharge points in the wall, or like the little pickups that give you like 15 health every single time, it makes the game, to a modern gamer, I if I was a kid, I would hate Half-Life because it is brutally, brutally, brutally hard. I mean, I played through it this time last year, I want to say, when Valve put it on sale for like £2 for Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2 and all their DLCs. And I did save scum my way through it, and I'm not going to lie.
I mean, to be fair, I am quick saving, quick loading strategically. I'm pretty sure I did exactly the same way back when I first played it, but I'm enjoying it. I've never completed Half-Life 2. And some people have held that against me. So I, rather than just jump into Half-Life 2, I'm going to start from Half-Life and work my way through them all.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 is an absolute world-class game. It's absolutely incredible. I can't believe you never played it. Episode 2 in particular is amazing.
Really? And then I'm going to hit Half-Life 3 once I've finished that, complete the trilogy.
Yeah. That came out ages ago. It's not as good as the first two, I will say that.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll give it a go. I'll get back to you.
Okay, I can't wait to hear your review of Half-Life 3. It's going to be incredible.
Exclusive.
It has recharge and health.
Yeah, regen. Wow. But Luvva,
yes,
we missed this last week.
Yes.
What are you playing?
I have been playing Phasmophobia. I I think I was talking about this earlier on with you and Tom. Yes, we play it on Tuesday nights on Twitch. Um, but I am obsessed with Phasmophobia as at the time of recording, I am completely obsessed with it. When I'm not playing it, I'm watching videos online about it, which might be someone playing the game, or it might be trying to educate myself on the ghosts and what their abilities are and how to spot a ghost without any evidence. I am totally obsessed with Phasmophobia. It is a great game. Absolutely terrifying. I will say that. It is terrifying, but it's so much fun and the community around it is really good. I played like a load of like random multiplayer lobbies last night. Brilliant, brilliant fun. I
Good
love it.
fun.
I
Do you
love
know
it.
I've
But
never done that, and I agree it is terrifying. I find most things terrifying, but it is the community around it make it
yeah,
to a different tier and level.
yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm grateful that they made the PlayStation version and the Xbox version cross-platform because then you can just play with
Yes.
everyone. And like every sort of version of the game has its own wee quirks and bugs. Like the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure the Spirit Box doesn't work on PlayStation, but if you put the Spirit Box down and someone on PC picks it up, then it works. So you can get around a lot of the bugs just by playing with someone on a different platform.
And
But
the
no,
voice
it's
chat too. The alien on the PlayStation won't necessarily hear your particular voice. Like I will maybe hear you talk, but not
yes,
call out their name. Whereas on PC it will, and
yeah,
I'm sure they'll
yeah.
work
So
on that. But
yeah, they are. But the developers have said they are working on that. They did. They have confirmed that the ghosts can hear you, but they do not recognize any words on from console players. And I was testing this because I do still walk around with the spirit box talking into my microphone on the PlayStation. Um, but when you watch someone on PC play it on YouTube, for example, when they're talking, there's a blue light in the front of the spirit box. It lights up because it's picking up their voice. Does not light up on PlayStation. So, but
oof.
yeah, it's such for all it is really buggy. I went through a week of not being able to turn off a torch. And being the only person not being able to turn off a torch. So when the hunts began, I used to just throw it because the ghost can't detect it. But no, it's such a good game. It's a puzzle game masquerading as a horror game. Really, that's it,
It
isn't it?
is, yeah, yeah. You're whittling things down, trying to narrow out the ghost type, right?
What the ghost can
In
be. But
pure
no, great
panic.
fun, great fun. But as I said in the like start of this episode, we do play it every single Tuesday on Twitch. Me, Tom, and Cardinal, and we play with you guys. So if you do want to play Phasmophobia with us on twitch.tv/high scores high stakes, then get to the Discord. The link is always in the description. Just click in there, find the Phasmophobia server. Every Tuesday night, we put the lobby code in there, and everybody is free and welcome to play with us. In fact, please play with us because you guys seem to be a lot better at it than we are. But
Yep.
enough about ghosts. Shall
Enough.
we talk about time traveling zombies?
Uh, Bit random, but sure. Let's chat.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about time traveling zombies because, of course, our challenge game this week was Time Splitters 2, the PlayStation 2 classic. The challenge this week was a survival mode. I think it was called Behead the Dead. Just last as long as you can. Points are really simple, a lot simpler than what they were last week. It's just 3, 2, 1. Whoever lasts the longest and gets the highest score gets 3 points. The person who gets the lowest score gets 1 point. So I say we stop beating around the bush, we switch on that DeLorean, and we start splitting time and shooting zombies. Let's go. And here we are, Cardinal. Our challenge game of the week 3, 2, 1. Classic high scores, high stakes. Scoring system is back in place. We're
Back
going to
where we
cheat
are.
Tom might have a couple of points here this week, see how he likes it. How do you like
100%.
it, Tom? Yep, perfect. But let's talk about Time Splitters 2. As Tom said last week, it's not a game that gets talked about very often anymore, but at its time, which was 2001, Time Splitters 2 was the game on PlayStation 2 for a very short period of time because 2001 was also Sony's absolutely incredible Christmas lineup of Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Solid 2, Gran Turismo 3, the whole heap. It was a crazy, crazy, crazy year. But yeah, Time Splitters 2, created, designed by Free Radical, which was, of course, original members from Rare. So it's the same developers of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark that made this. I have a very brief history with Time Splitters 2. I'm hoping you have a bigger one to fill out this section before we get into the
Wow.
gameplay. So tell me your history with Time Splitters.
Sure, sure. So this, I mean, when this came out, it was one of my friends bought it immediately, and it was like a really neat, um, sort of faster-ish pace than other console shoot 'em up games,
Hmm.
deathmatch game, or where you're just in an
Yeah.
arena shooting things. And this was pretty cool to do this on console because I'd only ever done PC before.
Yeah.
I borrowed it one weekend, and it was fun, sort of cartoony, but you could create your own map really
Yes.
easily, which is something you couldn't do on PC without difficulty.
Hmm.
And it was just easy to do, and you just like start your own map and play the deathmatch for like an hour if you wanted to. It was good. It was cool. It was of its time, and as you say, got forgotten completely. But
Hmm.
it's back now because it's just been added to the PlayStation Network Classic Library, right, on PS
Yes.
Plus.
Yes, it is back, and it's back with a bang. My history with Time Splitters is I played the original Time Splitters around a friend's house because it was that sort of era we went to friends' houses. Um,
Yes.
I hated Time Splitters 1. It was really shallow, looked beautiful, but really shallow, really boring. I think I'm the same as you. I think I rented Time Splitters 2, but I think I played it on the Nintendo GameCube
Oh,
randomly. Yeah, I really liked it. Didn't play too much of it. I played a lot more of Time Splitters 3 Future Perfect, which had this multiplayer mode where one player was a monkey and you had to chase the monkey around the arena and kill it. It was brilliant fun. But yeah, I don't have too much history at all with this. It's well known by this stage of the game. I am not a big shooter fan at all. I don't like them. I'm not good at them. It's the one real genre of games I will avoid, to be quite honest, because I know I'm not very good at them and I find them frustrating. Except Halo. But yeah, if we've nothing else to say about it,
it-
shall we get into the gameplay? Which is, of
uh,
course, just to reiterate, it is a survival mode. It is called Be Head of Dead. The person who lasts the longest and gets the highest points will get the 3 points. The person who, with the least amount of points will get the 1. So let's get there now,
let's
Cardinal.
go.
And here we are, Cardinal. We are right at the start of it. Wave number 1. So for those that don't know, Time Splitters 2 is a early 2000s first person shooter.
Yeah.
And it is eh, unintuitive when it comes to controls, I think is the fair sort of word to use for the controls. I
Oh,
think it
that's
needs to
very
be mentioned.
polite.
It needs to be mentioned off the bat. How did you find the controls, Cardinal?
I thought the buttons were okay, but in terms of like aiming,
Oh my goodness.
like you aimed with where you looked, and then you had another aim button to control where the gun was
Yep.
pointing where you looked
Yeah.
if you wanted, and it was like, oh, this is weird.
Yes, and that is the best thing for it. I don't know if have you ever played GoldenEye or Perfect Dark on the N64?
Yeah, yeah, I played. Gosh, I played GoldenEye.
Exactly the same system where you can free aim, and when I say free aim, there's no reticle at all on the screen, so you're blind
Yes.
firing, really. You can kind of aim based on where your gun is, but it's unreliable, especially because every character Bob makes your aim go up and down, and then when you want to aim, it's like Z aiming. You can't move. It's like I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to.
yeah. If you want to specifically aim, you're stuck. You're stationary.
Yeah,
Um, which is a bit funky.
it is absolutely brutal control wise. Did you notice as well when you load it up for the first time that the sadistic minds at Free Radical Design by default have your aim stick inverted? So you push up, it looks down.
Inverted,
Who
yes.
does that? Who does that?
No, that was just that was like a time capsule into the early noughties for me. It's just like developers, oh, of course we want to invert the controls and
Like a
set that as
flex.
default. I mean, it's called inverted, as in it's different from the regular. And we'll set that anyway. Sorry.
No, by all mate, because when I did this run here that we're seeing now, I was sitting beside Mrs. Luvva, and I must have done about 7 or 8 runs, and every time I was just cursing the controls, cursing the lack of reticle, and she's like, "Why are you playing this? You're clearly not having a good time." And I was like, "I am having fun. It's just really archaic. It is old, and it feels old, and there's just so many little designs that were perfectly normal at the time, but looking
Yes.
back, it's like how are we supposed to go back to this style of first person shooter? It's a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
It is, and it should be said, you have to literally, it's called Behead the Dead, but you have to only hit them with headshots. And that becomes difficult when you're not specifically aiming and you're moving, because this has that sort of classic bob of the gun,
Yeah,
like side to side slightly as you move, even if
yep.
it's just side to side strafe. So if you shoot while moving, you have no idea where that shot's going. And
You have to time your shots because I'm looking at all of our gameplay. You and Tom are making big use out of that Z aiming. I had a plan, and this was my plan, Cardinal. The very first enemy, I lined up the gun with their head, and then I was like, I am not touching the left stick other than left or right, and it should always be aiming at their heads. And that is how I play this game. I play this game like Doom, where I'm just running around looking left and right as far as possible and timing my shots so the gun is where it started and then firing. That was my
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
And I just felt this might work. So you're absolutely right in what you're saying. The way to score points in this is by taking their head off. If you take every zombie head you take off, you will get 75 points. If you punch their head off, you get 100 points. You can take away limbs like arms. If you take away an arm or a leg or anything like that, you get 25 points. And you can kill the zombies without beheading them, but you'll get no points. I think you get 50. I think it's like 20 points you get for just killing a zombie without beheading it. Um, and
Mhm.
there is a good tactic here of getting as many headshots as you possibly can. I think the optimum strategy is lining up your shots so you hit an arm and a head, so you get
Yeah, you get a
100 points.
25. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look
So
at
so
this.
right now
Tom's going for a few punches right now. Though
he's out of bullets.
he's out of bullets.
He's
So
out of bullets.
he's taking a fair bit of damage too, getting
Yeah.
close and personal. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So the way it works here is if you're not watching the video format, is we are completely restricted inside a really small warehouse with four entrances, but one of the entrances is upstairs. And there is a respawning shotgun. That shotgun respawns. I thought it respawned at the start of every round. It respawns on a timer. I
yeah,
don't know what the timer is, but it respawns regular intervals, and you have to make sure you run over it because the maximum ammo you can carry in the shotgun is 32 rounds. It's wave based, so um, the waves as you go higher and higher, you get less prep time, and the number of zombies increases every time, and it does get really busy and really difficult really fast. I find the first 4 or 5 waves are fine, um, but now, as you can see from my screen, I have decided to circle strafe and try to keep them all in a group and just circle
yes,
strafe them and just take shots and hopefully I haven't moved my gun too high or too low and I should get headshot after headshot after headshot. When I wasn't able to circle strafe, if I got surrounded, I would pick a side, kill a zombie, and run where I'm shooting effectively. So creating a path through the crowd was my strategy, and you'll see me using it all the time. I also noticed that every wave has the same starting point for all the
It
zombies.
it does. The room on the right,
So the room on the
uh,
right gives
first
you
zombie.
three zombies. First
Yeah,
three zombies will come from the room on the right. Once you kill the third zombie, the fourth zombie comes from the door on the left. And then there's a fourth one in that room to the right, and then they start coming in the middle. So at the end of every round, you'll see me go to the door on the right because I know that's where the
same,
first three zombies are,
same.
and then you'll see me just cycle through them constantly, try my best not to get hit. Now it is difficult because it only uses surround sound. I don't even think it uses. I think it uses like stereo. To be honest, it's really difficult to know where the zombies are if you can't see them.
It is, and to be honest, I was playing this in the VR headset because I haven't got the PlayStation hooked up to a screen yet, and it
Dear oh
wasn't.
dear.
I was just having to rely on sight to know where they were, and so half the time I didn't know where they were. But I'd like to do that circle strafe as well. But then
Hmm.
the accuracy of shooting at that point is awful. So you see, every time I stop for a moment, just ahead of shooting, and that's so the gun doesn't sway, and then I
Yep.
get the headshot. Because if
Yep.
I move at all, it goes elsewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a lot of things to consider here as well. I find that I don't know what to call the zombies. Are they the time splitters? Or is
I,
that what we are? I don't know. The
I
zombies.
I can't remember. I think each character is one of the time splitters.
I think we're the time splitters. Yeah, I think that's how
Uh,
it works. But the
maybe.
zombies move in a really weird, unnatural way.
Oh, they do. The way
And
they duck
their
sometimes
first
too.
attack is that weird hands over their heads, and then they lurch forward onto they basically just fall forward effectively. So the amount of times I had a headshot lined up and then shot just as they went into that animation and fell, and then you're shooting the wall behind them is
Yes.
crazy. And Tom is using his fists flat out here. So he's
He's going for
absolutely
big points. I think he talked in the chat about he figured out a way to get there's maybe a riskier way to get more points.
it's
And maybe this
incredibly
is it.
risky because it's insanity what he's doing right now. There's a lot of zombies here, and he's running in for punches. But every time he goes in for a punch, he's getting damaged every single time. By the looks
Yeah.
of it,
It feels that way because there's so many of them as well at this late stage of
hmm
the rounds, and also if they do that ducking
yeah,
animation as
you're
you mentioned, you're not going to hit them.
yeah, it's really really weird. So it is. So, if, fair play to him. He's getting through the rounds
He
rightly
is,
here. So he
he
is.
is. We're all still going.
We are. I wonder if Tom knows that the D-pad brings you back to your weapon. I don't know, but what his tactics here are. It's he's getting 25 points per kill more than us,
Yeah,
but I don't know how long that's going to last. If that makes sense.
he's here for a good time, not a long time,
Not a
maybe.
long time. Indeed, indeed. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy just watching his screen. I don't know what he's doing, but yes. I me and you were talking about this just beforehand. My first ever go at this. So it's in a warehouse, and you can leave the warehouse and go into like a grind, like a car park type thing. My first game of this, I walked out. A countdown starts, 3 seconds, get back into the play area. And I had no idea what well, I knew what it meant, but I had no idea where the play area was, and
Yes,
died. The
I
game
did
just
the just yeah,
congratulations.
game over. I know I did the exact same. I was like, oh great, sweet. I picked up my shotgun, run out to the room to go get zombies. You're dead.
Yep,
What?
exactly the same.
I have to stay in this small box of a room. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
and you can't go through any of the doors. You can't go up the stairs because as soon as you step foot in them, your first second is gone, and it has the most annoying buzzer sound.
Oh, it
Like,
is
and it's
loud.
super loud.
It is jarringly loud.
Yes, it's it's crazy. I use the timer sort of to my benefit. I use the stairs an awful lot to get out of big grips. You'll see me go upstairs and then jump, walk off of them.
Tom's
But
getting
Tom's in big trouble here, so he
Tom's
is.
getting surrounded here.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's game over.
And there it is. We
There
have our
it is.
first GG from Tomahawk.
I mean, his score is good there. So Tomahawk has fallen on, I think it was wave 14 with a score
Far.
of 43,225. His risky strategy has made him fall first, but that's it. I mean, I don't know what a good score looks like on TimeSplitters. That looks like a good score to me. It's a
I
gold award.
yeah. To be honest, it is gold award. And when my first run, I did 2 runs of this. My first one, I scored 22,000.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think I was not far behind where Tom was in the game, so his score
Yeah.
is massively bloated to what I had.
Yeah, I'm about to say him. I think the run after I walked out the door and died with Scornosaurus 0, I was about 22,000 as well. So, and I think I got to wave 11, which was only like 2 or 3 behind where Tom was there. So his tactic is good, but it's probably good for the first few rounds. And then once the number picks up, going back to the gun. So build early
Yes.
points. So front load your run as best you can. It's absolutely insanity to run into a crowd of zombies with your fists, in my
Go,
opinion.
Tom goes in swinging and goes out
Yes.
with a bite.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But the good news for Tom, though, is currently he's in first place, picking up 3 points.
He is, and we have no idea what scores either of us have
I have,
yet.
yeah, we have no idea. That's what I like about these sort of solo challenges. We don't know how it is. This challenge specifically, I purposefully withheld my submission because I didn't want to give anyone any clues as
He's
to
a
how I
sneaky
have
boy.
done. I really am. I was just like,
I did check
oh.
we upload our content unlisted to YouTube,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And that's where we're watching it now for the first time. But we I did check, like, okay, nobody's viewed Tom's run. Okay, nobody's viewed mine. Okay, we're above board. We're all fine.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then Love is like, I'm not even uploading it.
I'll upload it when I'm ready. um, but yeah, that is Tom's done. So we have a choice to make here. Shall we just continue it on, or is there anything you'd like to chat about, Cardinal? Or
If you do not mind, Lover, I think I have a quick question for you.
oh, then let's get to that question now.
Welcome back. Thank you very much. Tom has fallen. And speaking of Tom and all the controversy this season, Tomahawk, like last week's episode, I think it's only fair to ask you this time how you feel the season has gone for
Oh,
yourself and
um,
where it's going.
well, this season's been a funny one for me because I have been bottom of the league before, but I have never been bottom of the league for 6 or 7 episodes before, which is a new thing for me. The big thing for me this season is finding time to practice these games and sort of get some time under each of these games under my belt. I'm finding myself having to steal practice time. So for time splitters, for example, I did. There was plenty of times when Mrs. Level was like, "It's time for bed," and I'm like, "Okay, see you later," because I need to do a run or 2 or 3 of time splitters. It
Yeah.
is it's the danger of having a young family of my size, shall we say that? And just finding, yeah, it's been a funny one. I know I've made a big thing out of Tom's cheating and all this here, so business. I don't.
Despicable
He
actions.
he hasn't been cheating. Let's be honest here. Well, he has sometimes. Let's be fair. There's controversies left, right, and center. There's no smoke without a fire. But a lot of the time, I'm angry at myself because I know if I had one more hour when it comes to Gran Turismo, I know I streamed that for about 4 hours, but I know if I had one more hour, I probably could have matched your time, and that sort of stuff. There's a couple of games, Helldivers. If I had played that prior to the challenge, I probably would have done better on that as well. And there's a couple of games like that. The show is probably
Oh my
the
goodness.
the most amount of time I've spent this season practicing, and it's one of the challenges I've won this season
Yeah.
too. I think you said this last week as well. There is no causation, but there is a really strong correlation to the player who spends the most time in a game tends to win the challenge, which is what you would expect to happen. So between now and the end of the season, I want to practice the games. I want to get them all on my PlayStation. In fact, I think I do have them all on the PlayStation now, so I can just dip in and out of each one and see what the story is. The big one is the finale game. I need to get on that finale game.
Oh, good heavens. Look, you can say the big one's finale game. There's also Tom's season-long challenge he set for us with
Oh
the
yeah.
the photos,
Oh,
which I think there's 12 points on the line for or something like that.
I think it's 10.
10?
I
Okay.
think the
That's still
deadline is
huge.
I think the deadline is week 11. Um
That's in 3 weeks.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, yes it is.
That's,
I honestly I don't even know what the categories are.
I know, I'm the same. Don't tell Tom this.
Yeah, this is
But
top secret between me and you, mate.
I figured, you know what, we're in the season. Once we get into the season, I'll start that. I know
Yeah.
we're over halfway.
Yeah. Episode 8. I know. It was one of those ones I was like, when I was listening to last week's episode, you were going, I bet you Luvva has a big folder full of screenshots. I mean, it's quickly coming to the point where I might have to dip into my screenshots and pick the best one and hope that I have some that meets whatever the category. I have no idea. I know one category, and it's reflections because Tom
Reflection.
asked that silly question in the group chat. Does it have to be a reflection, or can it be a character who's reflected? Be quiet. Reflections. I
No,
have
Tom, it has to be a character reflecting in a puddle.
I I have a funny feeling my scrapbook may be from the same game. Just one game, all the screenshots.
It's all Phasmo.
All Phasmo, every single one of them. But yeah, no, I haven't even. I really should start that. I do have. I think you said this last week. You have a list of games you think would be really good for it. I do
I-
have. I do have a list of games that I think would be
Yeah,
really good for it.
to be clear, I have not made a list, but I could just think of some games I have
Yeah,
installed on the PlayStation that
I have a note
would
on
be
my
good.
phone with possible games, and my plan is not this weekend. Oh, next weekend probably just load up games and try to tick off each of the categories as we go,
Maybe.
and dip into my PC screenshot folder and go, what do I have? Please have something here. But that's
Well,
how I think
thank
the
you.
season's going.
Yeah, no, and you know it's fun that you wrote seven in a row on the side of your Gran Turismo car, and
Yeah,
that's how long you spent in third place.
yeah.
So that
Some
was
challenge ones in
just
there. I mean, to be fair, I have said the season hasn't been vintage me. You've won 3 challenges. I've won 3 challenges. Tom's won
yeah,
2 challenges. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
I
Even
like
when
how
I'm
you're
at my
just
worst.
I like how you're just winding down like the score as it is
Hmm.
to just purely your time commitments and not the skill of others. I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Others
it's got
other
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Tom hasn't, got the skill. Obviously, it's just the effort you put in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we've all looked at Tom's play times and a lot of these games that he says, "Oh, I haven't had
Well,
time to practice." It's a lie. He's lying. I've looked through his most recently played. 2 of them are challenge games,
oh,
and that was as recent as 2 hours ago. Out of his last 6 games, 2 of them are challenge games coming up. He's a wee rascal. He is a rascal.
he is a wee rascal. And with that, let's head back to the game footage.
Yes. And that is us. We are back at the challenge. Last we left it, Tom had fallen with a score of 43,225. That means, Cardinal, it's down to me and you. I mean, of course, Tom's score is abnormally high for as far as he got into the game there. So we don't know, and you've edited this video expertly. We can't see each other's scores, and it's wonderful viewing, to be honest.
And to be honest, I didn't know on the screen there was a continuing score. So I have these in a template now where I just throw the three files in and it puts
Hmm.
them in these pillars. So I never see what's on the left and the right of our screens in any of the games.
Incredible scenes, incredible. So I am now on wave 14, which I think is just one ahead of where Tomahawk got to.
Yes. Okay.
So and you'll see me doing my tactic here. First three zombies, and then the one from the left, and then I go back, and there's one there, and then the two at the front door should now be here. And there we go. I have this down. I have memorized the first 15 zombies, really. But you can see the issues are starting to creep in here. Because I'm not aiming up and down, sometimes I'm taking these wonderful headshots, other times I'm hitting them in the chest, other times I'm getting the arm. There is on one or two occasions where I get like double, triple, quadruple headshots. There is,
Yes, if it
I
works
think
out
on
nicely.
one occasion I do line them up against the stairs and get something like 4 headshots with one shot. You don't get any extra points for it. But there is like little touches in this game that I absolutely love. So if a zombie is swinging for you and you shoot its arm is shorter, so it won't make contact, which I love. um, Another thing, the thing I love the most, and it took me a while to work out what it was and what was going on. If a zombie swings at you and you pass them quite closely, it makes like a little noise. and
Oh,
and I wanted to replicate that as much as I could because it's just a great, great, great piece of sound mixing. It's just incredible. And I'm getting this aiming down as well, as you probably saw there. I mean, just got a headshot from across the room. But this is what I'm talking about with their animations. They're so difficult to hit, especially when they go into that animation where they do 3 or 4 attacks, and it's just like, when am I meant to hit you in the head? Um, but yeah, I
yes.
play this like Doom, as you can see. I'm running around, I'm circle strafing, and just taking shots whenever I think I'm going to hit something. Um, and that was my tactic for the whole thing. If I got multiple headshots with one shot, brilliant. There's times though, and I don't know if you find this. There's times where the barrel of my shotgun is literally touching a zombie, and I pull the trigger, and it hits a zombie behind them. I'm just like, how does that work? Did you ever find this?
It's a bit magical. I mean, I just looked at my screen there and I fire the gun, but the zombies ducked right in front of me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've probably taken damage, but yes, it is quite interesting. I see if you move left or right, it's just random. I don't know. It reminds me of one of the Pro Evolution Soccer 5 or 6 games where or it's like maybe after 6 they introduced like a randomizer
And the
where
shots,
in the shots where if you
yeah,
could hit it like pinpoint but top corner, but it would just like 35
not today.
percent chance it says no.
Yes.
Just, um, it feels like this with a shotgun, just when it's too close or you're moving.
Yeah, yeah, it does bear mentioning that we are all using like the same character, and the characters do have stats. One of the stats is health,
Yes,
one is accuracy, and this character's health and accuracy are quite low. So I
yes,
wonder, you obviously unlock the other characters in the story mode, I'm presuming, but I wonder how big a difference it makes to all these complaints we have when it comes to, other characters. Like, is there another character who's way more accurate and all that sort of good stuff?
definitely, absolutely bound to be. I completely forgot that there was loads of other characters, and that
There's
was
tons.
yeah. And the other set was stamina. One of the other ones I can't remember, but
Yes,
there was three
stamina,
stats.
which I think must limit the amount of weapon sway as you move. That's what I think that does. So I think it's like health, accuracy, and stamina, your three sort of stats. The bottom it is like Tony Hawk. When you're picking your character, the stats just appear at the bottom. I was like, surely that's not gonna make much of a difference. And I started playing. I was like, oh good lord. I
Oh
wish I played
my!
this game and had a good character. But if nothing else, it's totally fair, isn't it? And we just completed a wave at the exact same time. Only
Oh,
I think I
mystical.
must be a wave ahead. I
Oh,
am. I'm
you
one
are.
full wave ahead of you. Yeah.
Wave 16, wave 17. Here we go. We must be getting into the business end.
We are. I can tell you right now, we are very near the business end of my run anyway.
I have
And I
been
just got,
surrounded a couple of times already, and
yeah, so
to
have
the
I.
detriment of my health. So, and there's a health bar down the left hand side, which you only see when you get hit. And but it was only in the end of this run where I noticed it was a health bar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, again, it uses the golden eye system where when you get hit, it appears as two like crescents, one on the left, one on the right. The one on your right is your armor, the one on the left is your health. So the blue one is armor, the left one is your health. It starts green, it goes to orange, yellow, red.
oh,
But it's totally the GoldenEye system. This game is very much like GoldenEye. If you like GoldenEye, you will love this. It is a lot of fun. It is fun.
it is,
It's just
yeah,
extremely your first half an hour, 40 minutes. You will be cursing the controls and you will be wrestling because it doesn't control like a modern first person shooter. It's not a million miles away from a modern first person shooter. It just has these sort of eccentricities that make it very, very, very different, even though it's not really. The big thing I missed, and I don't know, and it staggers me to now that we used to make first person shooters with no reticle, like on the screen, not even like a dot. You have no idea where you're aiming
that's right.
unless you hit the Z sort of aiming, the L2 aiming. It's crazy to me. It just seems like a fundamental design decision for a first person shooter a reticle is required. You need to know where you're aiming, right?
I it takes you back to a time, right? Well, I guess this is a
Yeah.
classic game. It's on the classic catalog, but you mentioned this in the group chat before I'd played the game. I was like, "What do you mean? There's no reticle?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to aim? But did I put like a little point on the middle of my monitor, like a little
Did
sticker?
you do that?
No,
I
no.
was going to say, did it work? Because I thought about doing it too, but I didn't want to put a piece of blue tack on my big fancy TV, to be honest. And
Well,
I
I
have
was in it.
fallen.
Yeah. Oh, oh.
I have fallen, Cardinal. I have fallen then with a score of 59,600.
I'm afraid I have fallen too.
Oh, Cardinal.
I'm
Cardinal.
afraid I have fallen right after you.
You have. So that is that for the challenge. That is that for the challenge. And it is extremely, extremely close. Oh, it's so close. It's not even funny. We all got golds, but I think what we should do is we need to talk about this because this has big ramifications for the league table. Let's talk about this. Let's get there now, Cardinal. What drama, Cardinal? What absolute drama.
I can't believe it. I be honest, I thought I was in with a good chance of that score of taking the 3 points.
Yes, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I thought when I got that score, I think I did two more runs and got nowhere near it. And I was like, that's a good score. I think I'm going to win this, and I'm going to win this easy. But it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, considering I got one wave further than you. I mean, the scores are really close. So I don't think I actually said your score. So the final scores then was Tomahawk, who died first, got 43,225 points. I died next, but I got 59,650 points. And then you're the last one to die, Cardinal, but your score was 57,975. So I don't know what that is. It's maybe what 1,700 points in it, which is
Yeah.
less than the bonus points you would have got had you completed that wave.
That's true. That's true.
Hmm.
And to be honest, I didn't see the zombie that killed me or give the final blow. It
He was
was just
behind you, man.
he was
He
behind
was
me.
behind you.
Um,
Yeah.
I was like, "Ugh, if I just
I thought
survived.
I thought I was going to win that easy. I was like, "Ah, that's it. That's a win score, and it's a good win score. I think I'm going to win this easy." When I saw Tom score, I was like, "Yeah, okay. I don't think Cardinal's going to get what Tom got." I can't believe how close that was in the end. It's crazy close.
Ah,
Crazy close.
good sport, eh? Yes, no, you pip me to it. You're
Yep,
round ahead.
yep. And you know what that means as well, Cardinal? It means we have played 3 or 4 different first person shooters, and I think on every occasion I've come last. That
Is that
is
right?
the yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Call of Duty, I came last by miles. And then oh no, Quake, I came second in fairness, but I've never won a first person shooter until season 4, and here we are, standing tall, standing proud. Winner, I've won a first person shooting challenge. Go team!
I know you're telling us at the start. Oh, I just don't get all the first person shooters. Here you are.
Here I am with a boomer shitter. Maybe that's what it is. I just need more boomer shitters. Quake, another boomer shitter, mate. This is what it's all about. It's about going back in time to the late 90s, early 2000s. That was my that's my
Boomer
area.
shooters. I
It's
don't
what they're
like the
called.
sound of that.
It's what the kids are calling it, mate. So it is. That's what the kids are calling them, boomer shitters. I love it. But yes, wow,
Too
wow,
tight for my liking. I thought I
indeed.
had that. I thought, what? Oh, holy cow! High 50,000s
Yeah,
for the amount Love and Tom are complaining. I've got this.
yeah. I wasn't expecting to be that close. I was getting worried when I died first. I was like, "Oh no, Cardinals beat me." But here we are, Cardinal. You didn't beat me.
You
My superior
sneaky.
tactics, my shooting in the direction I was going to run in when I was outnumbered, worked. Just worked, mate. I didn't have to resort to punching them in the head for the extra 25 points. Just kill more of them. Just kill more of them. That's my strategy all the time.
And survive.
But this does incredible, incredible things for the league because in 1 week I have went from third to a comfortable second. So here is how,
Ooh.
after 8 weeks, the league looks like. In third place is Tomahawk with 27 points.
Wow.
In second place is me with 29 points. But still in first is you, Cardinal, with 30. 30 points in it. It
It
is.
is
Oh,
tight.
it
Good
really
heavens.
is.
I mean, Tom in third. Oh my goodness. I still consider Tom as the favorite for this season.
Do you?
Well, I did. Uh,
I think
I
most people would consider you the favorite.
I always like to pin myself as the underdog, and that works for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I
Tom
think,
and Tom likes to pin you as the man to beat, and
yeah,
that is fair. But it means I always get a chance because you take points off each other.
yeah.
But this is
This is brutal. It's
this
so
is
close.
it is.
It is so close. This dropping of the fourth player, as it were, Sherry leaving, means that none of us now are picking up 0 points, which means building up that head of steam and that good lead is really it's proving a difficult task.
It it. Do you know what it is? It has been.
It has
You just
been.
keep
It,
you just keep winning challenges. It's annoying.
I know. If anyone is keeping a running tally of challenge wins for each of us, it is this. You have won 3. I have won 4.
Oh,
Tom has won 2 because you and Tom drew Helldivers. So that's where the extra one comes from. So 2 challenge wins for Tom, 3 for you, 4 for me. Says it all. I have won the challenges where the points is just 3, 2, 1. I need to win some of these special weeks.
with these minus point malarkeys.
Yeah, yes, yes, but that is it. This sets us up nicely for what the last 3 episodes of the series, of the season, is literally all to play for. It's 3 points between you
9,
and
10, 11,
Tom.
12.
There's
4.
oh, 4.
4,
Sorry.
right? 4.
You're
Thank
right. You're right.
goodness.
Sorry. Yes. Yes. Sorry. You're right.
But and I'm not particularly looking forward to next week's challenge.
It's a good challenge. It's a good challenge. You give it some practice this weekend, you'll be grand. It's not the most complicated game on the planet, but enough of all this. We have seen the gameplay, we have seen the challenge, we have seen the points being doled out, and we've seen the league change once again. Now the only thing left to see is the wrap up section. Let's get there now. And there we are, Cardinal. Another episode all wrapped up. The league has never been closer. It has never been tighter. I say this every week. It is all to play for, but it is this season is all to play for. One slip up could be disastrous for one of us. Tom has went from second to not a distant third, but it's a as far as this season is playing out, it's a significant couple of points
He needs to win a challenge.
soon.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe this week's challenge game could be his game. It's a game I know he's played before because I think a few years ago I told everyone to buy this game because it is magnificent. So this next week's challenge game is going to be Bleed. Bleed. For those of you who don't know what Bleed is an indie side-scrolling shoot 'em up game with bullet time. It's very, very, very fun, and it is quite unique. I think is the best way to describe it. It's a really, really, really good game. Which should be a really good challenge. I'm not going to tell you what the challenge is. If you want to know what the challenge is in Bleed, make sure you catch next week's episode, which is, episode 9. The end of the season is getting very, very, very... It's now directly ahead of us. The finish line's in sight.
It's this time of season where somebody starts going on a run and a run of form and starts picking up big points. So
I don't want to alarm you, but that's my second challenge win in a row.
That alarms
keep
me.
Keep it late. I just decided I'm doing the Cardinal tactic. Stay as far away from it as possible, and then
this is the new 7 in a row where it starts now.
But yeah, what else we need to talk about? We need to do the social media wrap up. As I said to start, if you like high scores, high stakes, and you want to get more content throughout your week, we're all over the internet. We're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on Blue Sky, we're on YouTube, we're on the whole heap. The easiest way to find where we are all over the internet is going to highscoreshighstakes.com. Click on the link at the top of the page, it'll bring you straight there. Once you're on those pages, hit the follow, hit the subscribe button. It would really help us out. If you want to review this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to it, that would be most appreciated. 1 star to 5 stars. Just give it whatever you think it's worth. If you want to give a written review, even better. And if you know someone, a friend or a family member who would enjoy the podcast, share it with them. You're listening to this on your phone, probably. According to our analytics, 89% of you are listening to this on a phone. So hit the share button and send it through whatever messenger you use. And Cardinal, with all that being said, it's been a doozy of a challenge and a doozy of an episode. But we've nothing left to say, I don't think. So, the only thing left to say then is I've been Mr. Luvva Luvva. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. Thanks for watching. See you Monday. Love you all.
Tax
Bye.